Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing? Kuda Biza here. Really excited to do this week's recap. Last week, crazy week with the elections. The market has been ripping. We're going to look into that today, but we're also going to do an outlook of next week because, you know, next week we have some interesting inflation data that's coming out. Fed Governor Powell is going to be speaking. And the question is, where do the markets go from here, given everything that happened last week? So we're going to dive into it real quick by starting out with the economic data. So from an economic data perspective, you can see that Monday and Tuesday is going to be quiet, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is when we start to see some action. So for those of you who are watching live, feel free to say anything in the comments. I want to see who's here and if there's anything in particular that you guys are looking into. So anyway, let's dive right back into it. So core CPI is coming out on Wednesday. This is a big, big, big inflation report. So it's definitely something that we're going to be paying attention to, given where the market is and how it moved because of what happened last week with the election, with Trump winning. It's going to be important for us to see where we go from an inflation perspective. And we also had the Feds reduce the interest rates last week by 0.25%. Ashley, what's up? What's up? What's up? How are you doing? Happy to see that you're here. On Thursday, as a follow-up to CPI with PPI. Now, the main difference between CPI and PPI is that CPI is just an inflation index, really from a consumer perspective, and then PPI, it's on a wholesale perspective. So it's the producer price index. So that's another important report. But on Thursday at 3 o'clock, you have the Fed chair speaking again, right? So the market is going to be looking to see what are some of the things that he's going to be saying with regards to the economy, with regards to what they're going to be doing with interest rates and things like that. So his comments might move the market, and it's going to be power hour because he speaks at 3. So the last hour on Thursday is going to be really, really exciting. But before he speaks, there could be some consolidation or some manipulation by the market makers to just move the market to certain points that they want it to be before he speaks. But the key drivers next week is really going to be the CPI and the PPI. And then obviously on Friday, we have the retail sales coming up, which will also help shape the week. But relatively quiet week in terms of economic data. And now let's take a look and see what we have with regards to earnings. And who else is on the house, who's watching? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's make it interactive. This is a live stream, so I want to make sure that we capture anybody's comments and questions, and I can answer directly here. Now, with regards to earnings, we have a couple of interesting things happening. Benny, what's up, Benny? How are you? Hope everything is good. This coming week, not a lot of big players are going to be reporting. Wow. I'm interested in learning more about your first real trade, but let me talk about the earnings, and we'll come to you, Benny. This week, not a lot of big players are going to be reporting, but we do have some really good momentum. So I'm going to share the ones that I'm going to be paying close attention to. Some of them are already highlighted right now, and a couple aren't. On Monday, I'm actually going to be paying attention to Monday. It's a tech company. I like it. I might not trade it, but I'm just going to be paying attention to how it moves. I've never really traded it before, but I'm going to be really looking into it and maybe putting it on my watch based on how it performs this earnings season. I'm going to be paying attention to Shopify. Shopify, as you know it, it's an e-commerce platform. And this e-commerce platform a lot of users use it, and e-commerce right now is a major driver of the economy. And we're getting into Q4, where a lot of people are going to be shopping Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and things like that. So just getting a sense from Shopify as to where they see their business and what is the outlook getting into Q4 is going to be important. Later that day on Tuesday, with Kava, which is more like a Chipotle, a fast casual Mediterranean restaurant. I actually like the stock. I actually own stock in Kava, so I'm going to be paying attention to that. Spotify and Oxy are also going to be two more that I'm going to be looking at. But one that I think we should all pay attention to, although I won't be looking to play it, is the Home Depot, mainly because it's a retail company, so it kind of like gives us insight as to what's happening in the home improvement space. Are more people renovating their houses? Things like that. So pay attention to the Home Depot because it can just give us some guidance around consumer spending and what the market looks like. On Wednesday, I'm really just going to look at Cisco, but Thursday for me is the big day because you have Disney and Applied Materials. Those are going to be two companies that I'm going to look at. Another one that I'm also going to pay attention to is JD.com, big Chinese company. And then on Friday, I'm just going to be paying attention to Alibaba. So relatively quiet week as opposed to the last two previous weeks, but still enough action where you can make some moves. But I think your main focus should really be the full S&P 500. So SPX and SPY should really be kind of like the ones that you look at. But if you normally trade tech companies like AMD, Nvidia, Meta, Google, and the like, those are still going to be good. I think there's going to be some really good moves there. The one that I think could probably outperform the market is going to be Tesla. Tesla has been on a very hot streak right now, mainly because of the association between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And Elon Musk, obviously, he went into the campaign. He bet on Trump as the horse that was going to win the race. And I think there's a play there that could really benefit all of the businesses that Elon is involved in. So a Trump presidency, I think, is going to be something that's going to be really, really bullish for any, Elon Musk related entity. So take a look at Tesla, do your own technical analysis on it. But it's been kind of like the stock over the past week that has been delivering crazy returns. Yes, Ashley, I do agree. Tesla has been on fire. Now, from a fear and greed index, you can kind of like see right now we're very, very bullish. This was the reaction that the market, was anticipating if Trump was going to win. So now that he's won, I think now it's kind of like, okay, how far can we go? I caution people when we're trading at all-time highs that just be careful. Like, yes, the market can continue ripping, but don't be caught in a retracement. So as you're trading, just be very, very mindful as to your entries. Your entries are going to be important because, like I said, you don't want to be caught up in a retracement. You want to make sure that you are buying at the bottom and selling at the high. So you just have to be careful when you're trading at all-time highs because you don't really know, like, when is it going to start coming down, and when it starts coming down, where is it going to stop? So making sure that you have your levels really dialed in is going to be super, super important getting into the week. So that is what I have so far with regards to earnings. And what we're also going to do real quick is we're going to jump into the charts in a minute, and then we'll take a look and see what we're seeing in the charts. And today I'm really just going to look at SPY because I think SPY is probably the best place to look at. Yes, buddy, what's up? Good? All right. Dada is working on something. You can come in a minute, okay? I want to. All right. So my son Liam was coming in. He wanted to talk to me about something. But anyway, we keep the show moving. So Let's take a look at SPY, because SPY is the one that I'm just gonna focus on right now. And we're just gonna take a look at the weekly and then just kind of and see. So take a look, right? The weekly on SPY is crazy. Last week, if you can see, SPY went up that much, right? And then as you can see, like in previous weeks, like this is a really, really big candle. So this was obviously a reaction to Trump. So you can clearly see that we're bullish and we're trading at all-time highs, right? So the idea right now is, are we going to break the 600 level, right? Because the highest I think that we made was 599.66. So the question is, are we going to break the 600 level? And if we do break the 600 level, how far are we going to go? So for me personally, if we do see a retracement, I'm going to be targeting kind of like the 583 area. That'll be kind of like the area that I think we can potentially retrace to. So let's say we don't break this 600 level, or we break and then we come down. I'm going to be looking for a retracement down to this area. And then from this area, then we kind of like pick up to go back up. So this is kind of like my weekly analysis on SPY. And then if we come down to a daily, you can see there's this huge gap over here on the daily. So the market might actually want to come down and fill this gap, because the market is OCD. So they might want to come close this gap, and then after they close the gap, they bring it back up. So that's another potential scenario we could be looking at in this coming week. And then if you were to just look at it from kind of like a 4-hour perspective, some key areas that I think would be of interest would be maybe perhaps around here. You could see price bouncing off from this zone that I've just marked in green, right? And then it's a pretty much a clean move, and we can see some liquidity sitting right here. So again, we can potentially see a move where there's a liquidity grab before price moves up, right? So that could be a potential scenario. Grabs liquidity, moves up. Another potential scenario could be price comes down over here and then uses that to bounce. Or in the fib retracement area, that could be kind of like the zone where we could see price bounce off of. So that's really what I'm looking at in terms of SPY. And then I think we'll do just one quick analysis on Shopify. That's going to be reporting this week. So from a weekly perspective, you can see it's going towards all-time highs. From just looking at this chart, I don't know if this is their all-time highs, but just looking at this, you can see that this is kind of like the highest point it had reached, and we're going back towards that, right? Now, quick analysis on this zone here. We've blown through the fib retracement over here. Let's go down to a 4-hour chart to kind of like see what we're seeing on. Okay. So from a 4-hour perspective, I can see this area being a potential zone where price can maybe be rejected, right? Because this is a supply zone on the 4-hour. So we're going to be using that as our target over here. So that could be a potential play on Shopify. So we can see price maybe come in here, retraces down here before coming back to retrace the highs. So that is what I'm kind of like looking at. And Benny, I'm really happy that this week is going to be like the week like your first trade. So you had Tesla as one of the stocks you had, and you've been smiling all week. That's really, really great. Congratulations. I'm super happy that that you're seeing success. So anyway, my son is here now, so let me go attend to him real quick. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you guys on the other side. And for those of you guys who are in my Discord community, there's going to be a major announcement that I'm going to be dropping in Discord this week. So pay attention to that, all right? And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Take care.